when you look at this space, there's probably some places you need to think about where this is going to work better than others. And the first two, I definitely would say. Just like I said, you train your people. You teach people who have done stuff before. So if you have a system, a process, a template, a way of thinking about things, this is going to be a great tool for you. If you want to come up with things from scratch, you probably have to do a couple iterations to get there. If there's areas where you have resource gaps or skills gaps, this is a great tool to expand your capacity radically, and you're going to want to use it for that.
Yeah, and so then the other obstacle to look out for is projects that require a whole lot of early pre-work, right? So many organizations that I walk into say, yeah, we need to spend a year and a half working on our microservices, then we'll be ready. A year and a half is an eternity in the Gen AI world, right? Or yeah, if only my data were perfectly ready to go. We've spent 30 years trying to make our data perfectly ready to go, spending untold amounts of money on that. The language models don't need these things to be perfect. They don't need it to be excellent. They need it to be the same caliber that a human would need for it to start working. And you can use models to drive those results. The same thing applies to the idea of, well, how do I drive additional value from the work that I've already done? How do I reuse these assets, right? We're used to the idea of writing a report and using it for many different things. Well, in the Gen AI world, it can be very similar. You can create assets that, for example, integrate a language model with different parts of your organization. Maybe it's your HR documentation, maybe it's your customer service records, maybe it's your manufacturing data. When you integrate those for one AI use case, that becomes reusable across a lot of other AI use cases, right? So it's important to look for those opportunities to create that reuse that allows you to then sort of very quickly get from your first use case to your second, third, fourth, fifth. And then finally, situations where your partners are willing to commit to shared goals, right? This is basically looking across the organization saying, all right, what are the goals that IT has? What are the goals that the business has? What are the goals that finance has? All of those need to collaborate in order to make this thing come true, right? In order to make AI ready to go. If you're fighting against the goals of any one of those groups, then the whole thing's going to get delayed, and you're never going to get a chance to start that flywheel of ROI that your Gen AI solution can bring.